Hey everyone, we'd love to hear from you. What tool review would you like us to create an in-depth analysis video on? Drop your suggestions in the comments below, and we will get started on making the most requested one. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, as we upload new topic podcasts every day.
Ever get that feeling? Like trying to stay ahead of the curve
Right.
with all this AI content popping up everywhere. It's like super efficient and all, but sometimes you're left wondering, where's the human touch in all of this?
Yeah, definitely. It's like a double-edged sword, right? AI, writing tools, they're everywhere now, and they're great for churning out content quickly. But yeah, that human element, that personal touch, often gets lost in the process.
Right. And that's exactly what we're digging into today with this deep dive. We're looking at this tool called Grubby AI, and it claims it can take AI-generated text, the stuff that can sometimes sound a bit robotic, and make it sound more human.
More human, yeah. So more like it was actually written by a person.
Exactly. And for you, if you want to stay in the loop without getting bogged down in all the technical jargon, this deep dive's for you.
Yeah, for sure. We'll break it down for you.
So we're going to explore what this Grubby AI actually does, its features, the whole 9 yards, how much it costs, and probably the most important thing, what this tech means for how we create and understand all this information that's bombarding us constantly.
Yeah, and we've done our homework. We've looked at a ton of stuff to give you the full picture.
A well-rounded view. All right, so let's start with the basics. What is Grubby AI in a nutshell?
Okay, so basically, Grubby AI is a platform that takes AI-generated text, the stuff that comes out of those AI writing tools, and refines it. The goal, basically, is to make this text sound more human, more natural, and less like a robot wrote it. And get this, one of the big things they're pushing is that it can help this text avoid being flagged by, those AI detection systems.
So it's not just about making the text sound nicer or prettier. It's about making it sound like it came from a person. And being able to fly under the radar of those AI detectors, that's pretty interesting.
Right, it's like giving AI text a human disguise.
Kind of, yeah. So it's not just your run-of-the-mill editing tool. It's like it's trying to bridge this gap between artificial intelligence and human intelligence, the way we communicate. And the idea is to keep the original information there, but make it sound authentic, natural, like a person wrote it.
Yeah, exactly, like it was crafted by a human.
Yeah, it's definitely trying to be more than just another AI assistant.
For sure.
So let's dive into the features, the nuts and bolts of what it offers. And I think for our listeners who want to get the gist of what this thing can do, there are a few things that really stand out. So first up, you have this human-like content generation. What does that even mean?
Right, good question. So it seems like it's more than just swapping out a few words here and there, finding synonyms. They're claiming it's changing the structure, the phrasing, the whole flow of the text to make it sound like it was written by a real person. So if you're dealing with information that needs to connect with people on an emotional level, this is a pretty big deal.
It's not just about spitting out information. It's about creating a feeling, right? And to help with that, it looks like Grubby AI has these advanced rewriting modes, is what they call them. What's that all about?
Yeah. So these modes, they're supposed to let you tweak the tone of the writing, make it more formal or more casual or somewhere in between. And they also let you play around with the style and structure of the text.
So you could basically customize it to fit the vibe you're going for.
Exactly. Like if you need something that sounds super professional, you can do that. Or if you want something more laid back and conversational, that's an option too. So whether you're writing a blog post or an academic paper, these modes are supposed to help you hit the right tone.
Okay, so that's pretty cool. So we've got this human-like writing, we've got customizable tones, but what about practicality? How does this actually help people in the real world? Like SEO, for example, that's super important these days.
Oh yeah, totally. It's not enough for your content to just sound good. It needs to be found, right? So Grubby AI claims that it can help with that too. It basically optimizes the text for search engines so your content has a better chance of showing up in search results.
So it's like a built-in SEO booster.
Kinda, yeah. It's supposed to give your content that extra edge in the search rankings.
Okay, so that's practical. And then there's this multi-language support, which is huge.
Huge, yeah. It's supposed to work with over 30 languages.
Wow.
That means you can potentially adapt content for audiences all over the world without having to start from scratch every time. That's a big time saver and opens up a lot of possibilities.
Right. Imagine translating marketing materials or blog posts into all those different languages. And then, of course, there's the plagiarism-free outputs, which is crucial for anyone creating content, whether it's for school or work.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Originality is key. And Grubby AI claims to ensure that your content is unique, so you don't have to worry about any plagiarism issues.
Right. Peace of mind.
Yeah.
Especially these days with all the concerns about AI-generated content being, copied from somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely a big selling point.
So let's talk about the user experience, because who wants to use a tool that's a pain in the neck?
Nobody, right.
So they claim this user-friendly interface makes it easy to use, even if you're not a tech whiz. What does that look like in practice?
So apparently it's all very straightforward. You just input your text, choose your settings, and let Grubby AI do its thing.
Simple as that.
That's the idea, yep. And then they have different pricing plans to fit different needs, which is always good.
Right. Options are always good. So you got a free option for people who just want to dip their toes in and see what it's about.
Yeah, the free plan lets you try out some basic rewriting, but it has a limited word count, so it's good for small projects or just getting a feel for the tool.
Then you've got the pro plan, which is their most popular plan, I think. And that gives you a lot more words to play with.
Yeah, the pro plan gives you way more words per month.
And then for the real power users, the unlimited plan.
Yeah, that one's for businesses or people who need a ton of content rewritten. So no matter what your needs are, they've got a plan for you.
Okay, that makes sense. So lots of options there. Now let's talk about what sets Grubby AI apart, because there are a lot of AI writing tools out there these days. What makes this one special?
Yeah, that's the big question, right? What makes Grubby AI different? So from what we've gathered, it boils down to two main things. The quality of the human-like text it produces and its ability to supposedly bypass AI detection systems. You know, those tools like Content at Scale, GPT-0, Turnitin, the ones that are designed to sniff out AI-generated content.
Yeah, the AI police.
Right. Exactly. So they claim that Grubby AI is built to get around those systems without sacrificing the clarity or the accuracy of the original message, which is pretty bold.
That's a big claim. So they're saying you can have your cake and eat it too. You can have the efficiency of AI writing, but with a human touch and the ability to fly under the radar of those AI detectors.
Precisely. And that ability to avoid detection, it suggests a pretty advanced approach to text modification, right? It's not just about rearranging words or swapping synonyms. They seem to be using algorithms that understand the subtle nuances of human writing, the kind of things that those AI detectors are looking for. And remember those tone customization options we talked about? Those add another layer of sophistication.
Oh yeah, the formal, the casual, the creative.
Exactly. It's not just about making AI sound sort of human. It's about tailoring that human-like quality to fit the specific needs of the content. And, we can't forget about that broad language support. That's a big deal for anyone working with international audiences.
Yeah, being able to translate your content into so many different languages, that opens up a whole world of possibilities.
For sure.
Okay, so let's say you're intrigued. You want to try this Grubby AI thing out. What's the process like? Walk us through it.
Okay, so it seems pretty straightforward. First things first, you sign up and log in to their platform, which is pretty standard for any online tool these days.
Yep, create an account, the usual drill.
Right, and then you just copy and paste the AI-generated text that you want to refine into their input area. Simple as that.
Copy, paste, done. Got it.
Yeah, and then comes a really important step, choosing the right rewriting mode.
Ah, yes, the modes. We talked about those earlier.
Exactly. This is where you decide what kind of voice you want your text to have. Do you want it to be formal and professional, like for an academic paper, or more casual and friendly, like for a blog post? Or maybe you want something more creative and imaginative, like for a story or a poem. It all depends on what you're going for.
So you're telling the tool how you want it to sound.
Exactly. You're setting the tone. And once you've chosen your mode, you just hit the rewrite button and Grubby AI takes over. It processes the text and generates a revised version. It supposedly doesn't take very long. Then you can review the output, tweak it if you need to, and then download it or copy it and use it however you like.
So it's designed to be quick and easy to integrate into your workflow.
That's the idea. Yep.
Okay, so easy to use, lots of features, but who is this for exactly? Who should be checking out Grubby AI?
Well, they seem to be targeting a pretty wide audience. Content creators, obviously, like bloggers, writers, marketers, anyone who needs to produce a lot of content and wants it to sound, human and engaging.
Yeah, anyone who wants to avoid sounding like a robot.
Exactly. And it's not just for people in the marketing world or online content creation. Students and academics could also use it to polish up their papers, give them a more natural tone.
Right, make those research papers a little less stuffy.
Exactly. And then you've got businesses and professionals who need content for their websites or their internal communications, stuff that needs to be clear and easy to understand and also optimized for search engines.
Yeah, because nobody wants to read boring, clunky content no matter who you are.
Exactly. And then, of course, freelancers and copywriters could use it to boost their productivity, crank out more projects, or just improve the quality of their work more efficiently. And like we said before, that multilingual support is a huge plus for anyone working with international clients or audiences.
Yeah, that's a game changer for sure. So it sounds like they're casting a wide net, trying to appeal to a broad range of content creation needs.
Definitely.
But as with any tool, we got to be realistic, right? There are always pros and cons. So let's talk about the good stuff first. What are the potential benefits of using Grubby AI?
So the big one is obviously the improvement in the quality of AI-generated text. It's supposed to make the text sound more human, more engaging, more like it was written by a real person. And that's a huge plus in a world where people are increasingly wary of robotic-sounding content.
Right, it's all about that authenticity.
Exactly. And then there's the time-saving aspect. Automating the rewriting process can free up a lot of time and energy that you can then spend on other things, like brainstorming new ideas or, actually connecting with your audience.
Time is money, they say.
Yeah, and then you've got the potential for better SEO, which can lead to more traffic to your website or your content, which is always a good thing. And the fact that it supports all sorts of writing styles and formats is also a big plus, because it means you can use it for a variety of projects.
Yeah, versatility is key.
For sure.
Okay, so those are the potential upsides. But let's be honest, there are probably some downsides too, right? What are some of the potential drawbacks of using Grubby AI?
Yeah, so even though they claim it's super easy to use, there's a chance you might still need to go in and manually tweak the output just to make sure it's 100% accurate or to fine-tune the tone to get it just right.
So it's not completely hands-free.
Probably not, no. And then there's the ethical question of, using a tool to make AI-generated content sound human. Some people might see that as deceptive, especially if you're not transparent about using the tool.
Yeah, transparency is important.
Absolutely. And, there's always the potential for misuse, like using it to create misleading or manipulative content. That's something to be mindful of.
Right, we got to use these tools responsibly.
Definitely.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, let's zoom out and look at the big picture. So Grubby AI, it's a tool that claims to transform AI-generated text into human-like content, and it's designed to do this while avoiding those AI detection systems. What do you think? Big takeaways?
Yeah, it's definitely a powerful tool with some interesting implications for the future of content creation. The potential benefits are pretty clear, especially for anyone who needs to produce high-quality content quickly and efficiently. But it also raises some important questions about ethics and transparency. As AI continues to play a bigger role in our lives, we need to be thoughtful about how we use these tools and what impact they have on our understanding of information and authenticity.
Right, it's a constantly evolving landscape, and it's important to stay informed and have these conversations.
Definitely.
So for our listeners, as you go out into the world and encounter more and more AI-generated content, think about this. If technology can blur the lines between human and artificial expression so effectively, what does that mean for our understanding of authorship and authenticity? How do we know who or what to trust in a world where machines can sound so much like us? That's something to ponder, something to keep in mind as we navigate this brave new world of AI.
Yeah, those are some big questions that we're all going to have to grapple with.
Food for thought. All right, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time.
See ya.